Alrighty, let's see if this works. I think we will get a picture now. At least my mobile phone is showing, and if you hear my voice, put a thumbs up or just comment something so I will know that all the stuff is working. Just somebody mention something if you're hearing this. Okay. There should be some kind of audio. Yeah, I think that works. So I think this is a bit of a last mini thing I decided to do today because actually it is my birthday, and so I'm turning 28 or more. So I thought I will do just a small YouTube live video because I haven't done these before in YouTube. I've done like Facebook videos and stuff like that, but I thought I'll do a short, or I don't know how long this will be, but just testing out this YouTube live because it's been really cool that the YouTube audience that we've been kind of building here is been growing, and I really appreciate every one of you over there. I'm definitely putting more videos out in the future and trying to push my quality up and putting some different content. Thank you. So I think this will be just my first kind of a live video, and if this works out just fine, and if you like these kind of a live video talks, I'll be doing these more. So there's an outline here in the picture, so you'll see that of course I'm really proud that I finally got my first online workshop out, my digital artist masterclass that I have been touring all over Europe, and we made a lot of effort to make the workshop also really good online. And you can see the alias edu, you will find that, and tomorrow it's the last day when it's in early bird discount, so if anyone is interested about them, please ask me any questions, and if you want to check it out, all the contents, and I will actually go through what it is all about, so you'll see some of the material over there too. So you already sent a couple of pictures, but I will shortly go through if some of you don't know all my stuff. So I'm actually 43-year-old today, and I'm doing most of my commercial work is composite stuff, or more or less like a storytelling images for companies. I'm kind of specialized on doing single pictures or not like many pictures, and I've always said that with me there's imagine anything. If you can imagine certain stuff, I can definitely create that. Actually, one thing, write in the comments in the top chat, where are you from? So it's good to see where everyone is from. Jay McCorney is definitely from Canada, it seems. So I will go show you briefly my webpage. So here's my webpage. Hold on. And in my webpage, I'll start all my information with my personal work, and I think that is really important. I've been doing a lot of material for advertising agencies, also here in Finland and in UK, and everywhere I go, people say that you will get hired by your personal work. That is something that you do from your heart. So that's why my webpage started my personal projects. So it'll be showing all of my I do a lot of cosplay and fantasy pictures. That's my passion. I would love to do movie posters and those for real. So this is my fantasy world that I'm really happy that I have a lot of cool friends that are doing cosplay stuff, really talented people. I have some somewhat distinct retouching style that is really visible in my pictures. But then also, if someone wants to commission me, you can clearly see that it translates also, that the same style translates to my commission work. So if people hire me, they want this certain kind of a style or a concept that I can kind of come up with. My background is in art direction or graphic designing, so I can work also with these concepts. And in my webpage, there's also the blog. I do a lot of content and all the information about workshops that I tour all over. So that's something about my kind of a web pages. Hold on. So that's more or less about me. I will just pick a couple of questions that you have been asking in the top chat. Scott Eide is asking about my color grading, how to match tones. I have my own technique. I've published that video already in the YouTube. What kind of a technique I use when I'm combining certain elements in Photoshop with dealing with color grading. I've actually seen one tutorial that is really kind of a technical. I will try to find it and I will post it in the comments after this. But it was a video of someone kind of a recurvely figured out all the tones. I think these are too short of a or too long process for me, so I'm using this oversaturated layer and neutral gray layer in the luminosity mode to kind of see visually what are the shadow tones and what are the color tones and the light and the mid tones. And you can find that tutorial anyways in my video. Is one of those top tutorials that I've done. That's also included in my Digital Artist Masterclass, but there's also more tutorials over there how to deal with those tones and saturations and stuff like that. Roberto is asking some advice on which monitor we need to use. Color calibration, Spider or X-Rite. I'm actually working most of my stuff on my laptop. So I have a MacBook Pro. We have ASO monitors over there. So if you buy any monitor, I would recommend ASO. Really high quality monitors. But usually I can manage all my stuff with my laptop monitor. And then when I'm finalizing the picture, I will check out with the better monitor. And color calibration, every single monitor that I'm using is color calibrated, and we are using X-Rite color calibration. I would think X-Rite is way much better than Spiders. So hopefully that will answer you, Roberto, of that. Johan, I use Lightroom most of the time and Photoshop for the finishing touch. How much practice do you have to do before I get to your level? A month, a half a year, a few years? Johan, I've been using Photoshop for 23 years. So I think that will give some kind of perspective how long I have been doing. But in a way, I think that today's world, when I started, there was no tutorials. There was no YouTube. There was hard to get knowledge other than books, and books were hard to kind of figure out. So now we are living in a world where there's a YouTube and all these different places full of these really cool techniques that people figure out this is a great. So comparing to my 23-year experience, I think you can get to the same level if you work hardly and pay attention and take part of the workshops and take live workshops and online workshops and try to figure out how the pictures are done. I think you'll get easily in faster time. Few years practicing all the time specific techniques that people are posting online. I think you get really good results for that. So I would think few years is sufficient to get really high quality level, but you need those 10,000 hours to do those. And it's not only about retouching, it's more also about creativity, it's also more about visuals, layouts, and all those things combined that makes a great picture. The techniques in my mind are trivial, you can always learn them, but the creative mind come up with original concepts. That's a key thing to make pictures that stand out. So let's hear what else is here. So a couple of from Belgium, Venice, UK. People are at work. How can I be professional in manipulation? Well, I think you have to just start somewhere. So professional, how you define in a way professional, I think that's everyone defines themselves, but a lot of work. It definitely needs a lot of work. Gareth, hey Gareth, hopefully you liked my masterclass. Do you print at home or outsource all the time? Well, here in our studio we have a bigger printer, but I don't use these for our, in a way, professional prints. When I do a client work and they need it to be printed on the wall, I usually use this company, Chromalax, that is US-based company, has a big offices in Belgium. They do metallic prints, lightweight. It's a sublimation process. It's a everlasting print, really high quality colors, and I really like this product to give in a way as my client. So it's included if someone wants a print. So this is a product that I recommend to my clients. As I said, I will go slightly through of also this my digital artist masterclass, what it's all about. So I will just jump in. So please send more questions if you are all there, so I will answer shortly more of those. So I'll jump into the web pages again. Hold on. So this is something that I'm really in a way proud of, that we finally managed to do this international workshop, and I've tried to fit everything that I know, all the different parts of being a digital artist in this workshop. So when you go to the Alias EDU's website, you will see the kind of introductory video here. Early bird discount is ticking, as you can see here. So tomorrow it ends the first time. And so as I've been touring with this workshop, you can read the testimonials. Of course, the live workshops are different. I really like doing live workshops. It's an interaction. I get to know the people. But I try to also, when you purchase this workshop, we will have our own kind of a secret Facebook group where I comment, and you can get involved with me in many ways. So that's a good advantage also. So almost 8 hours of material. We talk about creativity. I go through my images and explain how and why they were developed, and also show the process. I will show all my, in a way, my most important lighting techniques. I show Photoshop and pen tablet preferences, how I use the Wacom tablet. My portrait retouching techniques that I use all the time. When I do portraits, I can do maybe in 20 minutes all my portraits. it's a really fast way of getting really high quality of your portraits, so you will save time if you learn this process. Composite images, all the best practices about the color corrections and shading and shadows and perspective and sizes. I try to fit all the kind of a basic need to know elements in the composite images. Then I talk more about why, if you're a professional photographer or want to be one, and try to draw clients, why it's important to have a portfolio, why it's really important to write content, what I do and how I do in social media, and then in a way, in my point of view, the professionals or people that wants to be a professional photographers or try to draw attention. I think the marketing and networking is one of the greatest stories I have experienced in my life when I moved to Wales and started my career in scratch. So that's an experience story. So here's the full outline of the 8 hours, and here you can see actually a freebie content. There's a free color gradient stuff. You can watch that. It's a part, really small part of my workshop. Here's some demonstration of my lighting. I use in this demonstration one CTO orange gel to get all these different looks. I do a lot of gel work, but I try to explain how my lighting works. And then some information about me, additional material. We have our own damp community Facebook group, any device, anytime. You can also download all these videos. And so when you purchase, it looks like this. So you'll be guided in this kind of a learning platform where you can start at your own pace, checking out all the material there is. So you can see it's a video, and there's always downloads in the right section, and you can download your video, all my videos offline if you want to watch them. And you can just comment me and go for the next lesson, and you can see what's going on here. And the player is really good because you can put it in, let's say, in 1.5 speed, or if you want to hear me to be total drunk, and so put it in half speed, you will have a good laughs out of that. And so that's about it. So you will get all the lessons in this environment when you purchase this thing. So let's see if there's any more questions came up from you guys. Are you currently working any long personal projects? Can you discuss, or are you mostly concentrating on your commercial and education side of photography? That's a good question. Actually, at the moment, my time has been mostly for the first this part of the year has been doing these workshops and this online, and I've been doing also my live workshops. So I had to have a couple of bigger photography projects, and there's actually 2 tomorrow. There's my next bigger projects will be 2 theater posters that I'm shooting tomorrow, and then it will take some time to retouch. I will have next month a couple of big ones, I think 5 of these scaled composite images that I'm doing. It's a series of 5 images that's coming up next month. So always I have always couple of long-term personal projects going on, always. I have couple of projects in sight with my good friend Iina, that is the cosplay person. We had the Wonder Woman Ghost in the Shell stuff with her, so we are doing Game of Thrones, and then we're doing also the Westworld thing in upcoming months. So you will be seeing those pictures soon when we get those photographs. And then with my assistant and makeup artist Laura, we are planning. We have 3 projects that are in the works, and we will definitely try to do a couple of them during this spring. So there's always something my personal projects, then some commercial photo shoots, and then I will always do planning and marketing of my online stuff, and then also these live workshops, because I'm planning ahead for the summer. I'm going to Belgium for my workshop. I'm going to Estonia. I will, and next upcoming weekend I'm going to. There's a camera fair in Finland, Kuva and camera, picture and camera fair, and I will be there doing some Fuji stuff and then showing a couple of demonstrations of gel lighting. So I'll be doing definitely a blog post from there. So, and Mario is asking, do you know already when is the next fantasy art workshop? The exact date I don't know. Before summer, yes, and the theme is still undecided, but I will publish my next fantasy art workshop next month, so I will keep you posted. I think I'll do the same way, that I will publish a date and when I start to getting the registrations, because it's been selling out in hour usually. So I'll try to want to give everyone an option to kind of purchase that or come and join me. Gareth is asking, do you find it difficult to manage your time, or are you planning the year out fully? Great answers, really interesting. I try, for my workshops, I see my calendar quite far actually. So I'll see already a July, and I will see already July, August, September. So I will have some dates coming up there. They are mostly international workshops, so so we're planning ahead for those, because we need. But the photography stuff, commercial work, comes in a shorter distance. But usually the work that I'm getting is not that, okay, let's shoot next week, because I need to plan a lot of stuff. So usually I see my calendar around like a month photo shoots, and then I try to squeeze my own work in these slots between. So something like that. So it depends on the week, but I'm really happy that when I'm doing these workshops, I can see the calendar ahead, and at the moment I'm doing a lot of background work on my digital artist masterclass, because I need to do all the Facebook marketing and kind of retargeting those, and making those YouTube video ads and stuff like that. And then also I need to do at least one video weekly for my YouTube channel. All the comments, all the input for what kind of videos would you like to see would be perfect for me, because I try to guide my work, also the YouTube stuff, also how you see it. There's a lot of tutorials, maybe these kind of vlogs that I'm just kind of trying to talk about some subjects might be interesting. I don't know if these photo shoot demonstrations that I just have, my last video was about our glitter gold and confetti explosions. Do you like these kind of videos? So all the input from you guys would be perfect to get. Some of you asked previously about me what kind of a gear I'm using for my vlogs. At the moment, my camera that I'm recording my video vlogs is just this kind of Lumix. That the only thing that is, well, good thing is it has the flip screen, so I can kind of see what I'm doing. Lightweight Rode microphone, it's a must kind of, and then of course Joby Gorilla Pod that everyone is using. This is you can tie these to everywhere. So this has been my kind of a camera at the moment that I do my vlogs. Of course I'm using also my cell phone, and then if I do more like a cinematic things, I'll be using my good faithful Fuji, and with that I would definitely use this lens, so that will be a 56 millimeters 1.2 to get really nice shallow depth of field cinematic moods that I don't have in my pictures, because my pictures are sharp all the way usually. I think I need to do some composite stuff. Hey Sanna, what is your biggest and the most important source of inspiration? Do you know what? It's you guys. In a way, people as a whole. It's not a specific person or photographer. I get inspired by everyone and everything. And I've always said that the key stuff for doing good job is to surround yourself with a self-minded people. When you're happy and you spend time with the people that have similar interest, then you feel so much better of yourself too. You get inspired by someone else's work. When you share your knowledge, I get inspired. I've always said that when I'm in my workshops, and there might be 12 other photographers doing their different pictures, and after every single workshop, it feels for me that I have gotten more than that I have given, because I have seen 12 different photographers make their own pictures. So this is something that is so valuable for me, to see 12 different creative minds creating their own different pictures, approaching the subject differently. So I'm drawing all the information also inside of me. And if you have watched my masterclass, Still Like an Artist. Pasi, hey Pasi, what's your next big goal, where you're heading? That's a good, in a way, question about goals. Well, previously my goals were that I was thinking that I would like to do these movie posters for big companies, but coming from here, middle of Finland, I think that's not the easiest task. But at the moment, my goals concentrate on this education side. So I would definitely love to do more international workshops. I wouldn't mind that someday Creative Live asks me to come to have my contact a guy who has a cool beard talk over there, even a short 20-minute slot. I would appreciate that, but I think they will need to see my material first. So I think my goals at the moment are to get better, also so I don't get stuck, but also to expose myself to internationally and get more international work on my workshops. We'll plan to go to Mexico with Felix Hernandez, but we will see. That's a great goal to achieve. How do you proceed when lighting subjects for composites? Usually my lighting is really simple. I try to do also really simple lighting schemes. I try to figure out beforehand on what side is my main light and where is my separation. So I try to pre-visualize stuff before I shoot, so then in a way the lighting becomes naturally according to the pictures that I'm seeing in my head. Hopefully that will answers your question. The pre-visualization is really important to kind of figure out what kind of light you are putting that subject in. Gareth, when did you make the decision to jump between full-time photography? Was it difficult to leave your regular income, or is it something I'm going to learn on the masterclass? Actually, you will hear on my masterclass that story, but I can in a way explain shortly. So my past was in IT and new media. I was developing mobile games. I was doing graphic designing for those. And so I started doing stock photography when the proper digital cameras came. And so I had already some kind of a steady income from stock photography. And then it was 2008, there was a depression in economy. And I didn't feel that I'm doing, even though I was one of the owners of the company, I didn't feel that I'm doing stuff for myself, because we were outsourcing our knowledge to some other companies. So I've always been an entrepreneur, and I need to feel that I'm doing stuff for me. And since the stock photography side was already kind of I had all my gear invested through this money that I got from stock images. So it was kind of a just decision that, okay, this is something that I want to do professionally. And me and my friend had a plan to continue with those stock photography side, but for some reason I got drawn into these consumer side pictures. I was doing weddings and kids and graduations, but that was a learning path for me to be with people. But then after a while, my retouching background started to be visual, and it kind of shifted on the commercial side. But for me, it was an easy jump, because I had already some kind of a steady income that I thought I was kind of confident that I can manage. So I wasn't starting from zero. The stock photography was a base that I knew that I will get a 500 or 1,000 euros a month only with my stock photography. So I was basing on those. So that's a good question. But there's a lot of stuff in my masterclass that I explain also that hopefully gives a lot of insights on how I've been kind of channeling through here where I am. So I started 2008 or 9, my professional career. Charles, how do you separate your commercial and digital art composite work? Do you give both the same attention and importance? How do you go about it? For me, they are the same. My commercial work and digital art is the same at the moment. For example, tomorrow I get hired by this local big theater to their movie posters or play posters. So they know what I'm able to do in my own work. So they give me basically rather free hands to come up with a concept and then execute them. So at the moment, in these kind of cases, my commercial work is my digital art composite work. So I'm at the moment happy place that most of my commercial work is a stuff that I would do for free as my own projects. 889 Media, your way of creating tutorials are awesome. That's really cool to hear. Would love to see more of your advanced editing, from shooting through editing to finished image. Very motivating. Keep up the great work. Yeah, I've been thinking that it would be nice to show the whole process. As a YouTube video, it will just take a bit more time, especially my shooting, because it's easy for me to stand or sit in my home or here in this corner and do these kind of videos where I just talk to the camera and then record the retouching stuff. That I can do alone. But then when it comes to the photo shoot part, I would need to have the same kind of a quality, and when you're shooting with these flashes and you have to dim the lights or whatever, it makes things slightly more difficult for me. So it will be more time consuming to do these kind of videos. But for example, the last video, again, the gold glitter and confetti explosions, I thought it turned out really good. And when I looked at that video myself, I think I need to do that kind of stuff more, because it also gives a bit of my character and the people who are surrounded, who I'm working with. So, but then I will try to push also that kind of a content definitely. So because it's important to show the whole process of photo shoot. Because I'm not only a retoucher. I'm doing also my own photography, and I try to be really good at that too. So I will definitely try to do more of these kind of things in the future. So if you like that kind of videos, I will try to answer your call definitely. I think this is a really amazing that you take your time to kind of come up with these questions, because of course I appreciate every one of you guys over there, because I started doing, of course, first these videos just to figure out that if there's enough people watching these and what stuff I can contribute on this channel. And so now when the group has grown in a certain level, I start to see that there's certain people are commenting and appreciating my my stuff. So that feedback makes me create more, and it's also kind of a platform to me to explain why I do stuff. And also, of course, it's a commercial stuff has to be included, and I'm happy about my digital artist masterclass, so that everyone has an option to learn these stuff also in these videos. So any more questions? I will just go through if there's anything that I didn't answer. I think that's all for now. So Gareth is asking, how did you find makeup artists and stylists to collaborate? Was it difficult in the beginning as you were building? We have actually, I have started a couple of Facebook groups for the models and makeup artists to collaborate. I was doing, when I was in the UK, there was this site called Purple Port. It's this portal that has these photographers, makeup artists, and trying to figure out like these, in a way, free projects. Everyone is contributing their time. So when I came back to Finland, I started also a group here in Finland where all the models and makeup artists are in this one Facebook group, and so everyone is asking that I'm going out to shoot today if someone wants to join. So I think it's just to find these people. I am pretty confident every single city has these makeup artists and has these models that are willing to spend their time towards these pictures that you as a photographer should be creating. So you're contributing your time. So for example, Gareth, if you don't have that kind of a group in your town or anywhere close, maybe you could start that group and just start inviting photographers, makeup artists, and models in there, and you will have a community around people that are same-minded, and everyone is benefiting from each other. Here, I already knew Laura before, and the other couple of makeup artists, but so it's just people. So you just have to find those people, and I'm really confident that when you find these people and you test out, everyone sees the benefit to be part of these projects. But the one thing that I've always said, that one of these persons have to write the content about these projects, and the more you expose yourself to write the content, the more possibilities you have that one of these medias that you have to send yourself might publish those articles. And actually I have a YouTube video of that too, how to get published in these photography blogs, and I think it's a no-brainer. I think it's, in a way, in my mind, it's rather simple process. You make a project, make an interesting kind of appealing human factor headline for that, make a good material, video, behind the scenes, lighting diagrams, pictures, and then you just send to every single blog that you can find. One of these will definitely publish, and if not, repeat. I mean, that's the whole thing. And then one of these blogs will post, and maybe it's a big one, and it will spread. And there's always these couple of sites, Board Panda, and for example, you can write anytime already yourself, and they might put it in. If it's an interesting project, they might get it up to the main page, and then again it will spread. Gareth, thank you. I try to not be. But I think this has been really awesome time. I will be doing definitely more of these. I know some of you guys have already purchased my masterclass. I'm really hoping to hear all the comments and what movement it will make in your careers or anything else. So I think I will sign off. I will pack my stuff and go eat some birthday cake today. It was a pleasure, and I really appreciate every single comment. And for next Q&A, you can always contact me in my Facebook or even here. So write those questions beforehand already. I might post some kind of a question stuff in my Facebook, so I will have a lot of questions for next time. So this was a good experience. I'm really happy that you asked all these questions. I like the interaction of these. I start to almost like know some of you guys, and that's a good thing. So I think that's all. I'm really yeah, it's my birthday. So I'm really happy about this YouTube channel, and of course, spread the word. Sharing is caring, and I'm really hoping to see some of you guys to start putting some YouTube videos and content about your work, so I'll be checking those definitely. So this is it. Antti's out. Cheers.